O yun no, grabe. Ito lang naman guys, sinasabi nila na weak leader daw po ito. Pero grabe, napaka-powerful po ng mga salita na lumalabas sa kanyang bibig. Ito lang naman ang weak leader na sinasabi nila na nagpasara ng pogo at pinalagan sila. So sino ngayon ang weak?
Effective today, all pogos are banned.
Sa video na to guys, alamin natin kung ano po ba ang pogo, kung ano po ba ang kanilang mga operasyon at bakit po ito sinara or binan kahit bilyon po ang kikitain ng gobyerno. At yung mga saradong pogo hub or offices po, ano pong gagawin ng gobyerno po dyan. So dito po guys, malalaman natin ang buong detalye. Mga investigasyon po na ginagawa ng ating gobyerno. At heto na nga guys, uunahin na natin yung mga saradong pogo hub or offices. Ano po ba gagawin ng gobyerno po natin dyan? So ginawa po ito guys na walang gutom kitchen at tuluyan ng mga kababayan natin na wala pong makain or walang matirhan na nakatira lang po sa lansangan. Lahat po yan ay libre at initiative po ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos syempre at ng ating First Lady Liza Marcos at syempre po yung ating DSWD.
Ang Department of Social Welfare and Development ang pangunahing ahensya na naatasan ng ating Pangulong Marcos na tugunan ang kahirapan at kagutuman sa bansa. Ang Walang Gutom Kitchen ay isang convergence po ng ating mga flagship programs, ang Food Stamps Program, Pag-abot Program at Tarabasa Program, kung saan hindi lamang pagkain ang ating ibibigay sa ating benepisyaryo, bibigyan natin ng basic needs, temporary shelter, trainings at financial assistance. Kaugnay nito, ang DSWD ay patuloy na nagbabahagi ng mga programa at serbisyo upang tiyakin na walang Pilipino ang makakaranas ng gutom.
Naririnig po namin ang malakas na sigaw ng taong bayan laban sa mga pogo. Disguising as legitimate entities, their operations have ventured into illicit areas furthest from gaming, such as financial scamming, money laundering, prostitution, human trafficking, kidnapping, brutal torture, even murder. The grave abuse and disrespect to our system of laws must stop. Kailangan nang itigil ang panggulo nito sa ating lipunan at paglalapastangan sa ating bansa. Effective today, all pogos are banned. The DOLE, in coordination with our economic managers, shall use the time between now and then to find new jobs for our countrymen who will be
Our findings have firmly established that Chinese nationals obtain Filipino citizenship by fraudulent means, then proceeded to acquire vast land holdings through businesses disguised as Filipino-owned corporations. In the course of our inquiry, I believe that one thing will eventually be made clear, that drug money is the source of pogo money, and that pogo money is a source of criminal activities including EJKs. Sa araw na ito, nais kong bigyan diin ang 3 punto ukol sa ating investigasyon sa mga illegal na pogo. Una, ang importansya ng testimonya ni Cassandra Leong at iba pang mga resource persons na maaaring makapagbigay ng impormasyon ukol sa mga makapangyarihang tao na nasa likod ng operasyon ng illegal na pogo. Nitong nakaraang hearing ay nakita natin na nagdadalawang isip si Cassandra Leong na ibahagi ang totoong ginagampanan niya bilang authorized representative ng Lucky South 99. Hindi rin siya handa upang pangalanan ang mga boss o pinanser ng mga illegal pogo operations. Tinanggihan niya ang pagkakataon na ibinigay ng Quadcom na magkaroon ng isang executive session. Sa umpisa ay pumayag siya na mag-execute ng bank waiver, ngunit ito ay kanyang binawi dahil sa alang-alang niya na ito ay magsisilbing ebidensya laban sa kanya sa kasong money laundering na inihain ng PAOK at AMLAC. Being the beneficial owner of 58% of the shares of Whirlwind Corporation and the trusted translator of Whirlwind Director Duan Ren Wu, it stands to reason that she has the sufficient knowledge about the affairs of the two companies. As for the testimony of Lucky South 99 Incorporators Ronalyn Baterna, and Stephanie Mascareñas. We have seen that Chinese nationals have assigned them as officers of the POGO corporations and even made it appear that they have invested millions as paid-up capital in order to give a semblance of the Filipino ownership of the POGO corporations. Ang ikalawang punto ay ang paglaganap ng mga illegal na POGO sa ating bansa. Noong August 31, 2024, nagkaroon ng raid sa illegal POGO hub sa Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. Ang POGO na ito ay nag-ooperate ng romance at cryptocurrency scams sa loob ng Tourist Garden Hotel sa Barangay Agus. Mula sa operasyong ito ay may nahuling mga 160 plus na Indonesians, Chinese at Burmese nationals. Sinasabi ng PAOK na ang mga boss sa operasyon na ito ay maaaring nanggaling sa POGO Hub sa Porac, Pampanga na nakatakas noong raid sa Lucky South 99 kamakailan lamang. Sa pangyayaring ito, ating makikita na mataas ang posibilidad ng paglaganap ng mga illegal na POGO sa kabila ng ban na inutos ng ating Pangulo. Ang mga POGO operators ay nakapaglabas na ng bilyong-bilyong piso para sa pagtakbo ng kanilang negosyo sa ating bansa. Nakita natin na gagawin nila ang lahat, legal man o illegal, upang mabawi ang kanilang inilabas na pondo. Well-funded sila. At nakita natin na kaya-kaya nilang lusutan ang ating mga otoridad. Ikatlong punto ay ang koneksyon ng POGO sa makapangyarihang tao tulad ni Hong Jiang-yang. Si Hong Jiang-yang ay kapatid ni Michael Yang na naging Presidential Economic Advisor ng dating Pangulong Duterte. Si Hong Jiang-yang ay may kaugnayan kay Alice Go o Gong Waping at Yu Shengkan ng POGO operator ng Hongsheng Gaming Technology. May kaugnayan din siya sa isang nagngangalang Gerald T. Cruz ng Brick Hearts Technology, isang POGO service provider. These links alone do not mean that they are involved in illegal activities, and that is the reason why at the proper time I shall seek a motion to invite several key personalities to the succeeding hearings, and it will be up to them whether to use the opportunity to air their side of the issue. And finally, ang kakulangan ng mga kasalukuyang batas na pinaiiral ng ating pamahalaan ay kailangan ng masusugan sa lalong madaling panahon upang sa ganoon ay maiwasan na ang mga pangyayaring sinasamantala ng mga mapang-abuso nating mamamayan, nasa gobyerno man o wala, Pilipino man o banyaga. Hindi natin may sasantabi ang mga pangyayaring naganap sa nakaraang administrasyon ay patuloy nating nararamdaman sa kasalukuyang panahon. Akusahan man tayo na ang lahat ng ating ginagawa sa mga committee ito mula noon hanggang ngayon at pag-iimbestiga ng iba't ibang personalidad na natutukoy ng ebidensya at pangyayari ay may bahid politika. Be that as it may, this Quad Committee will not stop. We will not even blink. We will not be affected. The resolve as mandated to us to achieve is far from over. As evidences continue to flow and being verified together by all of us in such a way, transparency and honesty are always being observed. Dangerous as it might be, we, as a public official, mandated by the Constitution to uphold the law at all times, must face the outcome and consequences of this investigation. Pagbantaan nyo man kami, siraan man kaming lahat mula ulo hanggang paa, gumamit man ng mga tao upang mabago ang takbo at kalalabasan ng investigasyon, iisa lamang ang nagsusimigaw na katotohanan. Kailanman ang ebidensya ay hindi magsisinungaling. Tamaan na ang tamaan, masaktan na masaktan, we will continue on this investigation and collate all the pieces of evidences linking different elements together with corroborating statements from resource persons to come out with a law that will give way to a better place to live for you and for me and for the future generation. Minsan lang tayong dadaan sa mundong ito at sa ating pagdaan gawin na natin ang tama dahil sa tama kailanman we will never go wrong. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
In the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 27 and 28, we are asked, can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned? Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? In our last 3 hearings, we have answered this question. Our testimonies we have heard clearly illustrate the interconnectedness of wrongdoing, domino effects of sins, of how evil begets evil. Kaya akma po na ang magiging focus ng ating hearing ngayon ay Pogo. Dahil dati, maraming nagsabi na hindi naman ito nakakasama. The gamblers are not Filipinos. Hindi mga kababayan natin ang nakukurap. But as we have discovered, this is simply not true. We have learned that the impact of gambling does not stop with the individual gambler. The money earned from Pogos, we have learned, supports and leads to other forms of wrongdoing, fraud, prostitution, money laundering, corruption, even torture and kidnapping. Hindi lamang yan. May testigo tayo, si Lieutenant Colonel Jovi Espinido, who informed us that drug money was used to fund the quota system in the previous administration's war on drugs that resulted in thousands of deaths. Blinded by profit, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Those who were expected to uphold human rights ignored due process and committed injustices in the name of justice. After all that we have learned this Quad Committee, can anyone now say with a straight face that gambling is a harmless vice? Sana po, in the course of our hearings, we can all finally open our eyes to the fact that the evil of gambling extends far beyond personal sin. It is a societal evil, one that can corrupt our country and destroy lives. This interconnectedness of sin is why it is crucial for us to push forward in our hearings. We must recognize that even small acts of wrongdoing can have far-reaching consequences. Sin begets sin. Just as a single stone dropped into a pond creates ripples that spread far and wide. We cannot fool ourselves into thinking that these small illicit actions do not matter. My friends, we must recognize that we can only counter the seeds of sin by sowing the seeds of righteousness. I urge all our participants, all our resource persons, choose honesty over deceit, right over wrong, life over death. By doing so, we not only keep our nation from falling into the trap of sin, but we also create a ripple effect of goodness that can contribute to building the bagong Pilipinas we all aspire for. Let the axe fall where it should fall. Pagpapatuloy po namin itong hearing namin hanggat matapos po ito at tayo makagawa ng magandang batas upang once and for all, ihinto na ang mga kalokohan dito sa ating bayan. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
Many of the problems that we are encountering. It will solve many of the problems that we have been encountering, but it will not solve all of them. To solve all the problems that we have been suffering under, all officials, law enforcers, workers in government, and most of all, the citizenry, must always be vigilant, principled, and think of the health of the nation. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me end by recalling the words of a great man. Let not anyone pacify his conscience by the delusion that he can do no harm if he takes no part and forms no opinion. Bad men need nothing more to compass their ends than that good men should look on and do nothing. He is not a good man. He is not a good man who, without a protest, allows wrong to be committed in His name. Mga minamahal kong kababayan, lagi po nating labanan ang mali at ang masama. Lagi po nating ipaglaban ang tama at ang mabuti. Lagi po nating mahalin ang Pilipinas. Lagi po nating mahalin ang Pilipino. Mabuhay po kayo at mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po.